Welcome to Book by Book. Today we're diving into a really fascinating book that, honestly, changed how a lot of people think about their bodies. It's Gut, the inside story of our body's most underrated organ by Giulia Enders.
Yes, and Enders is just the perfect person to write this. She's a specialist uh, gastroenterology, but she writes with this really witty, easy to understand style, which is great because let's face it, some of this stuff could feel a bit clinical, maybe even a little gross otherwise.
Definitely. So our mission here, for you listening, is to pull out the absolute key lessons, the most important, surprising, and actionable things from her work. Think of this as your quick guide to understanding why your gut is so critical.
Right, and the core idea, the central thesis Enders puts forward, is pretty clear. The gut isn't just, a pipe for food and waste. It's foundational. It's doing so much more, absorbing nutrients, obviously, but also immune defense.
Isn't something like 70% of the immune system based there?
Exactly, a huge chunk. Plus, it produces vital hormones, neurotransmitters. It basically steers your overall health.
Wow. That is a massive job for something we ignore until it, well, complains.
And that's the problem Enders points out. When we underestimate it, we run into issues. She connects rising rates of things like allergies, inflammation, even some mental health challenges and obesity back to gut health, or lack thereof.
So neglecting the gut is like ignoring the foundations of your house. Eventually, things start to wobble.
That's a great way to put it. The cracks start showing elsewhere.
Yeah. Okay, let's unpack this. Lesson 1 feels almost counterintuitive. Digestion starts before you even take a bite.
Yeah, it's all about readiness. Your senses, seeing food, smelling it, even just thinking about it, kick things off. That anticipation sends signals. Get ready. Start making saliva, get the stomach enzymes going.
So if I'm grabbing a sandwich at my desk, totally stressed about emails, I'm skipping step 1.
You are. You're basically throwing unprepared ingredients into the pot. Rushing, stress, not chewing properly. Enders actually suggests like 20 or 30 chews per bite.
Wow, that many.
Yeah, because your saliva has digestive enzymes, but also antibacterial stuff. It starts the whole process right there in your mouth. If you skip that, the rest of the system has to work overtime. Leads to bloating, poor nutrient uptake,
Right.
all that stuff.
Right, so the action point is simple, almost deceptively so. Slow down, be present when you eat, maybe put the phone away.
Exactly. Give your body a chance to, actually prepare for what's coming.
Okay, moving deeper inside now. Lesson 2, the gut microbiota. This feels like the really big revolution in understanding the gut, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're talking trillions of microbes, bacteria, fungi, even archaea. It's this incredibly complex ecosystem living inside us.
We know they help break down food, but what else are they doing down there?
So much. They break down fiber. We can't digest ourselves. In doing that, they actually produce vital nutrients for us. Things like certain B vitamins, vitamin K.
Vitamin K from gut bacteria.
Yep. They also train our immune system, keep it balanced. And they physically take up space, which helps crowd out any potential bad guys, pathogens.
And Enders really stresses that it's not just about having lots of bacteria, it's about the variety, the diversity.
That's the absolute key. Think of it like a rainforest versus a cornfield. The rainforest, with all its different species, is much more resilient to shocks, like, say, a course of antibiotics.
Right. And speaking of shocks, what are the main things that damage this inner rainforest? Antibiotics are the obvious one.
Yeah, they're like a wildfire, unfortunately. They don't discriminate much between good and bad bacteria. But other things chip away at it, too. Chronic stress is a big one. Poor sleep. And maybe the biggest factor for many of us, a diet low in fiber and high in processed foods. It basically starves the good guys.
And she mentions the hygiene hypothesis, too, doesn't she?
She does. The idea that maybe we're too clean now. We don't get exposed to enough diverse microbes, especially early in life, so our immune systems don't get properly trained, which could contribute to more allergies and autoimmune issues. It's fascinating.
Kind of ironic, right? Trying too hard to be clean might backfire. So how do we support this ecosystem? What should we be feeding them?
We need to give them their preferred food, which is prebiotic fiber.
Prebiotic, not probiotic.
Right, prebiotic. Think of it as fertilizer for the good bacteria already there. You find it in things like onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, whole grains too. This fiber makes it through the small intestine undigested, then the microbes in the large intestine ferment it.
And fermented foods, like yogurt.
Exactly. That's where probiotics come in. Foods like good quality yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, they contain live beneficial bacteria, so you're adding reinforcements directly.
I loved the bit about the appendix in the book. We usually think it's useless, right?
Yeah, but Enders suggests it might be like a little safe house,
Mm-hmm.
a reservoir for good bacteria. So if you get, say, really bad diarrhea that flushes everything out, the appendix might hold on to some good guys ready to repopulate the gut afterward.
That completely reframes it. Okay, so we got the microbes. Now, lesson 3, the connection between the gut and the brain, the gut-brain axis.
Yes, and this makes gut feelings a real biological thing, not just a metaphor.
How does that communication actually work?
It's complex. There's the enteric nervous system, sometimes called the second brain, right there in your gut lining. Then there's the vagus nerve, a major nerve connecting the gut directly to the brain. And there's constant chemical chat happening, hormones, neurotransmitters.
And didn't she highlight serotonin specifically, the happy chemical?
She did. It's mind-blowing, but something like 90% of your body's serotonin is actually made in the gut, not the brain.
90%. Wow. So if your gut's unhappy, your mood is chemically likely to be affected.
Absolutely. And it goes both ways. It's bidirectional.
Ah, right. The two friends connected by a string analogy.
Exactly. Stress and anxiety pull on that string immediately. Think about getting butterflies or needing the bathroom when you're nervous. That's the brain talking to the gut. But equally, chronic gut problems like IBS send distress signals up to the brain, which can worsen anxiety or low mood.
So taking care of your gut is also taking care of your mental well-being in a very direct chemical way.
Precisely. Managing stress, especially around meal times, becomes really important. Maybe some deep breaths before eating if you're feeling tense.
Okay, from chemistry and emotions to pure mechanics. Lesson 4 gets surprisingly practical. Let's talk toilets.
Yes. This is one of the parts of the book people really talked about. Posture matters.
Our modern toilets are basically designed wrong for our biology.
In a way, yes. When you sit at a 90-degree angle, like on a typical chair-like toilet, there's a muscle, the puborectalis muscle. It slings around the end of the rectum to help maintain continence. Sitting keeps it partially kinked or constricted.
Which means you have to strain more.
Exactly. It doesn't create a straight path. Straining over time can lead to issues like hemorrhoids or constipation.
But the more traditional squatting posture naturally relaxes that muscle.
Right. It straightens things out, making elimination easier, less effortful.
And the simple fix is just putting your feet up on something.
Pretty much. Using a small stool, like those squatty potty type things, elevates your knees, mimics a squat, and helps align everything better. A really simple mechanical tweak.
Amazing. Okay, she also briefly touches on common issues like reflux and lactose intolerance.
Yeah, reflux often involves a weak sphincter at the top of the stomach or too much pressure pushing acid up. Lactose intolerance is simpler, just lacking the enzyme, lactase, to break down milk sugar.
It's like plumbing, she says. Don't just patch the leak, fix the pressure or the blockage.
Good analogy. Which leads us neatly into the final lessons, really synthesizing everything lifestyle control, lessons 5 and 6.
So beyond mindful eating and hydration, what else really controls the system?
Consistency is key. And two often overlooked factors are sleep and movement.
Sleep. How does that affect the gut?
Our gut microbes actually have their own circadian rhythms tied to ours. Messing up your sleep schedule, like with shift work or just irregular bedtime, throws their cycles off too. Studies show it can alter the gut flora composition pretty quickly, and not usually for the better.
Wow. And movement, just general activity.
Yep. Physical activity helps with motility, the rhythmic contractions that move food through your digestive tract. If you're sedentary, things can slow down, get sluggish, leading to constipation, maybe more fermentation where you don't want it. Also,
Right.
be mindful of alcohol. It can really irritate the gut lining.
So it all ties together. This mindset shift seems huge, seeing the gut not as just plumbing, but as this foundational system for overall health, like caring for the roots of a tree.
That's it, exactly. If the roots are healthy, the whole tree thrives. Immunity, mental clarity, long-term wellness. It's preventative medicine, really.
Okay, let's boil this down for everyone listening. Can we do a quick recap? The top actionable steps based on Ender's insights.
Let's do it. Okay, number 1, chew thoroughly, eat slowly, calm environment.
Got it. 2,
More fiber, especially prebiotic kinds, onions, garlic, asparagus, feed those good bugs.
3, add fermented foods, yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, bring in the reinforcements.
4, manage stress, especially around meals. Deep breaths help.
5, use antibiotics wisely, only when needed, and help your gut recover afterwards.
6, sleep. Prioritize regular quality sleep for microbial balance.
7, stay active. Move your body to keep your gut moving.
And 8, bathroom posture. Get those feet up on a stool.
That's a fantastic practical list. And the point is, you don't have to do everything perfectly tomorrow, right?
Absolutely not. Even adopting just one or two of these can start making a difference. Better digestion, maybe less bloating, potentially even a brighter mood. Small changes add up.
It really drives home that quote from Enders you mentioned earlier. How did it go?
Let me think. Our gut is perhaps the most fascinating continent of that world, meaning the world inside us.
It really is. Okay, before we sign off, here's something to think about, building on Ender's work. We know our modern lifestyle, the rushing, the stress, the processed food isn't great for our gut microbes. So the provocative thought is this: how much do our cultural eating habits, not just the food itself, but the way we eat, often fast and isolated, further damage our gut health? Is our culture setting us up for systemic problems?
That's a deep question. Definitely something worth pondering.
Indeed. Well, thank you for walking us through this amazing book summary, and thank you for listening to Book by Book. If you found this summary helpful, please do subscribe to this channel for more like it, share it with someone you think might benefit, and give it a like. It really helps us keep creating these summaries for you. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll